Welcome to the channel. As I said, my name is Stacey Ann, and today I'm going to be discussing with you how to choose the best nursing school in Jamaica. There are different universities that you can choose to go to do your nursing program, and it's always best to get a bachelor's of science in nursing because eventually you'll have to do your bachelor's of science if you even decide to do an associate. Some places will not hire you if you do not have a bachelor's of science in nursing, or they'll hire you and then you're not paid well, or you might be paid well, but then when you come on to promotions and all, sometimes that kind of hinders you. So if you're able to afford getting a bachelor's of science in nursing, that would be the best. So in Jamaica, we have a few nursing colleges or universities in Jamaica that does offer a nursing program, and you can always go ahead and research those universities online and decide on which of the university you think will be best for you. When you're thinking about university, there is going to be different things you want to ensure that you factor in. So it might be a case where you're, so for example, living somewhere else. You want to ensure that the university that you're going to be choosing is going to be in an area that is going to be cost effective. You don't want to be taking choosing a university where you're gonna have to either think about boarding or driving to get to that university. So unless you have enough money to cover all of that, then go with that option. But for others, like myself, I was into getting to the university that is going to be the closest to me. I don't have to pay rent, pay extra money for taxi fare. So those are things you want to ensure that you're looking in. So the location is going to be very important. Some places, depending on where you're from and the university that you choose, then you have to think about like traffic, taxi fare. Each year, basically taxi fare increases. So you want to take that into consideration. The location of where you're probably going to be renting. Is the case where you're going to be living on dorm or you're going to be living in the communities close by? So all of those things are things you want to factor into your location. The university is recognized. Not necessarily recognized only in Jamaica, but you want to be recognized internationally because eventually you want to broaden your horizon and go somewhere else that, you will be making an impact, or you're going somewhere else because there's a lot of opportunity. For me, I studied in Jamaica and I went to Northern Caribbean University. The program is recognized. It is accredited. It is international standard that they teach by. And so I was able to still go ahead and sit the NCLEX later on after gathering years of experience. I was still able to go and sit the exam for the NCLEX and then start working in the US, even though I was trained in Jamaica. When it comes on to, going internationally, you're gonna be still marketable. Take into consideration whether or not there is online opportunity. Sometimes opportunity arise where they can actually do internet-based. So they wanna do online studies. So that is something you can also look into. It wasn't a big thing back then when I was in nursing school, but nowadays people are more, technologically inclined, and so that is just something you can also look into. I don't think it should be one of the factors that will hinder you from applying to that university, but it's just something that you can actually consider because just in case, something happened, you can always use that opportunity to still get ahead and continue with your nursing program. So we do the RENR, which is a regional exam that allows you to practice in the Caribbean. So you want to ensure that after studying and getting your bachelor's of science in nursing, you want to go and sit the registered nursing exam. And so you want to look at the school to make sure that, or the university to make sure that the students who are, graduating from that school, what is the passing grade for those exams? Some people will talk about it, some persons won't, but you want to just look at it to make sure that you're going to a school that is going to be producing competent nurses. Because if you graduate from nursing school and not able to sit your exam, what's the sense going? You have to actually be able to sit your exam to actually practice as a nurse in Jamaica. Getting your bachelor's of science is one, but if you're not able to sit and pass that license exam to get your registered nursing license, then that's something else, So you want to look at the schools to make sure that once the students graduate and they sit their exam, what the passing grades are looking like. And that can also be when you talk about NCLEX. A lot of persons might not talk about, their NCLEX grades and all, but at the same time, if these persons are doing well to pass their regional exam, more than likely they're going to do well with passing their NCLEX if they study and prepare for that exam. You look at the available program just in case, you know, this is just something that you want to do later on in life. You want to do a Master's of Science in Education and you want to go back to that same university. The option is still there. And you also want to look at the curriculum. So you want to ensure that you're getting your pharmacology, your geriatrics, your women's health, just general things, adult nursing, all of that is going to be something that is going to be a part of the program. But then again, just make sure that the university is accredited, because once it is accredited and it is internationally recognized, it's meeting the standards, then there's a high possibility that the curriculum is going to be up to date or up to standard with the international standards. So that's not something you really want to say, you know, focus on entirely, because as I say, if it is accredited and it is internationally recognized, more than likely the curriculum is going to be reflecting the international standards. Clinical opportunities. A lot of schools in Jamaica, or all the nursing schools in Jamaica, they provide the students with placement. They place their students at different locations. Depending on where you're from, you'll be placed in different areas just so you can actually get that clinical opportunity. Sometimes you might have to travel some distance, or you have to board over some other locations or other parish. But that's understandable because we have so many persons doing nursing, but we have little locations to do it. And so sometimes that might be a issue that you might be faced with. So you want to take into consideration the reputation that the school has. Look at their past grades. Look at what they're saying in the news. These are just some of the things that you want to also explore just before, you know, considering which nursing school you're going to be going. Is there anything that is giving you a negative, you know, impact or a feedback as to why you wouldn't? And so these are just a few of the tips that I would recommend or suggest that you look into when choosing the nursing school of your choice. So that way you don't end up, you know, spending more money than you need, as well as, you know, you're not stuck in a position where you're just going to be there working for years and not being able to climb the ladder of success. Thank you for tuning in, and as usual, I'd love for you to go ahead, like, share, subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and stay tuned and look forward to more of my videos where I'll be sharing with you tips about nursing. Thank you. Bye.